give a big thanks to Caroline McCracken-Flesher, the director for the Center for Global Studies. This is the final event of the year. It has been a really active year in the Center for Global Studies, which is really devoted to building intellectual community at the university around global work, and also to celebrating the incredible colleagues we have here on campus who actually do this work. If you have any questions about the myriad opportunities to get involved in the Center for Global Studies, Caroline is over here, and I'm sure would be happy to answer those questions. Also just want to say thank you to the Global Engagement staff who helped to, and all of our student workers who helped to get the lunch and set up the room and all of the other things without which we would not be able to do this. So thank you. Mostly, it's my great pleasure to welcome today's featured speaker, Arthur Zhu, from the Division of Kinesiology and Health. And since I took this job, I would say Arthur and I have been working together almost weekly in various capacities. That's how much global engagement work he does, and we're just so grateful for all of his efforts. Most notably, recently, thanks to Arthur and Derek and the College of Health Sciences, we're embarking on a new experiment of setting up a program in Shanghai, China, in fall 2028. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. But that program is such a testament to the connections that Arthur has brought to the University of Wyoming and to his tireless work with students, with faculty colleagues, with administrative colleagues in Shanghai, with administrative colleagues here, and everywhere. Really, I can't say enough about the effort that goes into it and the excellence that he brings to this work. So I'm not going to steal any thunder about what you're going to talk about. I really want to thank you for talking with us today about your experience in international work. And anybody who feels inspired, please reach out to the Global Engagement Office group who are here and talk to us about how you can jump in and do more of the same. Thanks, Arthur. Welcome.
Thank you, Isa. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming to this special session. I feel very honored to be here to talk about my global engagement work and also share some experience with you. I see my colleague here from Kinesiology and Health. I see my dean here, and I see a lot of health science friends here. Thank you for your coming to support me, and always appreciate that. And for those of you who don't know me very much, I'm Arthur Zhu. I'm a professor in Division of Kinesiology and Health. And for those of you who don't know kinesiology, kinesiology is an area that we study about the human movement, right? Both internally and externally, including physiology and neuroscience and biomechanics, psychology. So it's highly interdisciplinary areas. And my research area is, my teaching and research really focus on understanding and uncovering the psychomotor mechanism underlying skilled and functional movements. So kinesiology is not located here on the center of the campus. We're actually on the other side of the campus next to the stadium, so feel free to visit us. We have a very exciting program and research going on over there, so we'd like to have you there visit us more often. The presentation I'm giving today is entitled as A Bond Beyond Borders, Shanghai and Wyoming. And this is exactly the text I used put into the AI engine to generate the photo you see as the background. So isn't it nice to see world-renowned modern super city, Shanghai, to be blended with a world-renowned land of outdoor recreation and also a land of natural resources. So I like this picture, so that's why I sent this picture to Caroline saying, okay, can we use this as a flyer for my talk, right? Another reason I like this picture is because the AI technology basically blended the two places which are located in different locations in the world, right? If you look at on a map, right, Shanghai and Wyoming, they are separated by lands, oceans, which include many borders, right? So in that sense, how these two locations on Earth are connected, right? I think, in my view, borders exist to differentiate countries, to differentiate states, cities, but it is human bonds, right, that you get united, the world get united. So I believe that my work of a global engagement, is about how to building the human bonds, right, to connect people, to connect the world. So I think that this is a concept that I'm sharing with my colleagues, especially Derek Smith here, and we, with that like a common belief, I think we went ahead to build the International Kinesiology Center. It took us how many years? Since 2017, right? So many years to build this center. And here I'm just listing a couple of achievements we made over the years, just to highlight, what we do under the center. The first thing is we established a strategic partnership with Shanghai University of Sport. And for those of you who are not familiar with the SUS, SUS is recognized as a top sport university in Asia, and currently is ranked top 100 universities who has the kinesiology and health program in the world. And second achievement bullet here is a knowledge ski educational coaching program, and this is a great program. We actually started building the first year when we started this center, and with Rachel here being a great help, and also a lot of colleagues support and funding from SUS. I think we accrued more than $500,000 to support this program, and we graduated over 30 students who are now going back to China, playing an important role in promoting cross-country ski in China. Some of them become coach, some of them actually are serving in the newly opened ski resort in China since Winter Olympic last time in China. And the third one we achieved is a student-faculty exchange program. This is mainly helping us to recruit great graduate students coming to UW to conduct a research project with UW faculty in kinesiology and health. We have hosted at least 3 cohorts of graduate students to study at University of Wyoming for short-term and long-term time. And recently, actually, we keep receiving an email from those students coming back. They actually got more interested in the research, and they actually decided to pursue PhD programs in US, in Australia, in Europe. And we keep actually receiving the letter from them telling us they really appreciate the time they spend here, and they learn a lot, and which those learned knowledge and skill actually help them to decide to pursue advanced education in anywhere in the world, right? So I think that's great things. What's next?
Nick, he's got it.
Yeah. I think the next one is the summer programs, some language and cultural immersion program. We actually built a bilateral program through years. First cohort of students we received from Shanghai University Sport, I think in summer 2018 or 2019. They actually spend 1 month, more than 1 month, 6 weeks here, working with our language center here, and we build the program not only to help them to learn, improve their English, but also take them to outdoor to really enjoy the outdoor activity that Wyoming has offered. So that's the first summer program that has been successful, but after that the pandemic started, so we have to stop. But after the pandemic, I think we started another way around. So we have a summer program built for students to study abroad in Scotland. And we also gonna have a summer program coming this summer to take our students to study abroad in Italy, right? So this program is developing. And the next one is American Short-Term Study in China Initiative. We actually submitted our proposal, and the proposal get funded by the association. Actually, it's related with the Chinese embassy. This program will allow us to first of all, our faculty will be able to co-design a course with SUS faculty, and then we can take our undergraduate students and graduate students enrolled in this class to visit China and study abroad there for a short period of time. I think we designed it for 4 weeks study over there, and they will, their cost over there, including insurance, will be all covered, and they will be immersed in the teaching environment in China, to learn different perspective, the knowledge about how to teach physical education classes. So Dr. Wallhead is here, and he's actually leading this program, right? So we hopefully, originally this program was planned to happen this month early, and by now we should have finished, right? But because of travel restriction, we have to delay to the next year. So hopefully we will get this through. The next one, the Study Abroad Curricular Integration Program. And integration program, this is actually funded by Global Engagement Office. Me and my colleague, Elisa, we actually collect a lot of information about the similar program, kinesiology health program in the world, like in Europe, Australia, and those English-speaking countries. And we identified those potential programs that have potential to share the curriculum with our programs, so that our students can actually study abroad and take credits over there and come back, transfer to to their degree programs. Through that effort, I think we identified 6 universities who actually agreed to do the curriculum exchange and integration with us. So hopefully we can, I think we already shared those information on our website, so students can find a lot of information if they are interested in studying abroad using this program. But we can provide further help, to connect them with the program over there with the specific university to help them, study abroad successfully. So all these things are listed here is, the achievements, what I think, we made over the years. Of course, it's not my own work. It's always the teamwork, without my colleague, Dr. Derek Smith, and colleague, Tristan Wallhead, Rachel, we cannot accomplish these things. But below, I also listed some programs that we are currently working on to develop. So the first one, as Isa mentioned, is the Building the UW Kinesiology Satellite Program in China. So that program is designed to have 4-year undergraduate education, full curriculum provided by UW, but we will recruit the students over there and provide the same education curriculum, UW curriculum training for them. Eventually they can earn undergraduate degree in kinesiology and health, and with most of the coursework completed or prescribed by UW. And alternatively, they could also come to UW to complete the last year, the 4th year undergraduate program and get the dual degree, UW and SUS degree in this area. So we're working hard to make that happen, so I will keep you posted. Second is UW High Altitude Training and Athlete Health, and Dr. Smith actually has more to say about that, and we are actually building some facility in our building, Corvette building, to allow access for athletes and even people who need the high altitude training to gain benefits from that. So that's kind of the program we are looking at, to provide a service. That program also included some international components, because SUS already approached us saying they have elite athletes who compete nationally and internationally, and they want to see if they can send those athletes here to get benefits of high altitude training. Right, so that's the second program we are working on. Third one is UW Theater and Dance. Is planning to collaborate with SUS Dance and Art program. This is through kinesiology connection, but also mainly through faculty in theater and dance, Margaret Wilson, for you, those of you who don't know, and she's a previous department chair over there, and she's done a lot of work on the vertical dance, and also she has been always a good collaborator with kinesiology. So through that, I think the vertical dance program at UW actually can be exported, to Shanghai. Maybe you will see someday, vertical dancers on those skyscrapers. All right. All right. The final one is recently being approached by UW hockey team, and just because of the success of our Nordic ski program, so they're wondering if they can join, and especially in China right now, after Winter Olympic, the most hot spot is hockey, and a lot of university wants to build their varsity team in hockey. So I think the UW hockey team can share a lot of experience. So we are working on that too. Anyway, this is a long list. So I hope this list can keep going to be longer. So this is just for you to, kind of get knowledge about what we are doing and what we have achieved. But for today's purpose, I'm not going to actually talk about all those projects in details because I was asked to share experience with you, right? So looking back, what do I learn? And what can I share with you that may be helpful, for you to engage in the global, internationalization activities. So I was thinking about that, during the weekend. I think there are 6 tenets that really supported my work and really helped me to achieve where I am now. So I'm going to show you each tenets here. One is boldness. So I still remember the first time when I visited SUS. It's about over 10 years ago, right? And I talked to the person who's in the global engagement office, saying, I graduated from here like over 10 years ago. Now I'm a faculty member at University of Wyoming. So can you tell me, is there anything I can do meaningfully to really help these 2 universities thrive and to get better? And the person looked at me and saying, what? Right? So, but you never know. This is a person actually, Zach. We actually become best of friends. And since then we talk about many ideas about international collaboration between the 2 universities. And then we did it. We made that happen. The strategic partnership between SUS and the UW is established. So that's the first thing, the boldness I want to share with you. The second boldness, I think, still remember the first time when President Chen, the previous president of SUS, visited UW in 2019, and he brought the idea, okay, let's do collaborative Nordic ski training program, right? We send athletes from China to here to train with our Nordic ski team and see how they can learn and how whether they can actually compete, right? And this is a bold idea, right? And we never thought that's going to happen. I think Derek and I were saying, like, what? Can we do that? Right? So that's the second bonus. And third bonus is recently, when we are developing the satellite programs, right? When we're approached by SUS saying, okay, is UW interested in actually set up a satellite campus, copy the whole curriculum over there to, recruit undergraduate students? And we were saying, what? Right? And then we still do actually make that happen. We hope that could happen in the future, right? So overall, I think the work of global engagement should embrace, some bold ideas, right? The innovation of the global engagement work should embrace the bold ideas, right? So that's the first take-home message. And the second?
It's coming.
All right. The second one is confidence. Right. So confidence, you have to be confident to be bold. Right. So you have to be confident about, UW is a great place, have great people, great programs, right? And you also have to be confident that our UW Nordic Ski program is the best in the country, and we can share, we can train, other athletes from any places. And also, I'm highly confident to our department, our program. We have the best faculty actually doing the great work. In fact, looking at the publication, the research publication, quality, quantity, also at the looking at the dollar number generated by the grant, we are comparable to the big university having big kinesiology programs, right? So I'm confident that we have the best program, that we can train the best students, graduate student, undergraduate student in kinesiology and health. That's something you have to have a certain confidence to be able to come up with bold ideas, right? But it is a pity that I often see that our best students actually cannot stay with us because they have to go to pursue PhD programs or the PT program or PA program in other universities. We don't have it. So this is one of the reasons I want to use global engagement activities to let the whole world know. Even we don't have the PhD doctoral programs here, but we have the best students, we have best faculty. We can actually train the best students in the world, right? So this is kind of relating to the confidence. So a big shout out, I hope one day we should have a PhD program in our division. Perseverance, and I think any success is achieved by overcoming obstacles, which will not be an easy thing, right? So often, when I approach someone with some ideas about internationalizations, I will get some response like, okay, I'm not interested. I don't have capacity. I'm not, having time to do this work. Or I don't want to be involved. Those negative response will sometimes give you some, hardship, but you just gotta have to believe what you do is right, right? So I think believe what you do is right is a perseverance. You have to persevere with that belief, and I think if you can keep holding your belief that doing the internationalization work is not something in addition to your regular teaching or research load. In fact, you treat it as a part of your research and teaching. You will feel actually your teaching and research become more enriched. You have more materials to talk about in the class, and you also have more ideas to do research. Right? Just giving a quick example, like we have hosted our first cohort of ski students coming to ski with a UW team here, and that actually brings a lot of interesting research questions to us, right? These students does not have any ski experience, but they are athletes, tennis players, long distance runners, right? Can they actually transfer to learn the Nordic ski cross-country skills here, and what entails them to actually learn faster and to be able to compete? So all those research questions actually come up and enable us to perform all different scientific inquiries, and we actually test them with the exercise physiology, routine measures, and psychomotor test and biomechanics measures. And we've actually found out, the students coming from China has no different, physicality, comparing to the U.S. students here. So it is more the experience and the culture of the ski, and also the technique actually makes a difference. And those things actually can be trained in our programs of 1 year. Most of them actually improved quite a lot, and were able to compete nationally, right? So this is a great knowledge we gain, by doing this international programs, right? Which is also relating to the science we do. All right, resilience. Being resilient meaning we have to be understandable and flexible, right? So a lot of times, when you're doing international work, you will encounter cultural difference, right? And the policy systematic difference, right? And also the ideological difference, right? And how you can actually accept those differences and also, being understandable, think as others do. I think that will help you to really identify what's the common ground and the interest. And based on that, you can actually carry on the international, the global engagement work in a more harmony way, right? So I think some resilience is needed. Next one is reliance, right? You have to trust your colleagues and their abilities, right? Their works. But at the same time, you have to earn their trust on you, right? By doing your own work. And it is eventually a teamwork for global engagement. So everyone actually has a role to play, and everyone has their expertise to contribute to the program, especially when you are developing innovative, comprehensive, and sustainable international programs. You need a team to work together. So reliance is pretty important. And finally, I think inclusiveness. It is the nature of the global engagement works, right? We need to include everyone, get the interest and to understand how important, doing the international work. Sometimes, you need to approach people, talk about the program, and invite them to join the program. But you don't always actually get their interest to come in. So I always say, if you cannot get everyone interest, at least you can keep everyone informed about what you're doing, right? So that's important. And finally, sometimes when you encounter frustrations, right, just being a good listener is going to help you, because you can hear different opinions, different ideas, and different suggestions from different people with different background expertise. And all those things actually will help, the way out to reveal itself eventually, right? So I think that's my take-home message as well. But with that, I think I conclude my presentation, and I hope you enjoy the food. Also enjoyed my story. I'm looking forward to hear your story as well.
I think we're going to take questions. Yeah?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And also, as we do that, we just want to give you a little gift. Yay! Any questions?
Yeah, I'm Mike Griffith from the music department. I was very lucky that I got to spend 4 summers teaching at Shanghai University.
Oh, nice.
Supposed to go back a 5th summer, and then COVID killed that. But since my first trip there, which was 2012, political relations between the United States and China have gotten less warm, shall I say. You're still not hesitating to not only go back and forth yourself, but to take groups of students back and forth. I wonder if you'd comment about that whole situation.
Definitely. This is one of the obstacles we always encounter, especially you doing the global engagement work, between the two countries, right? That has geopolitical tensions always, right? So China and U.S., no matter how political climate change, sometimes we'll put a big obstacle to our program, taking students over there or taking students over here, or even faculty exchange. But what we see, what keeps us going, I think, is we see the interest and the need from both sides, about how we can actually learn from each other to develop the knowledge to help the research. I think the need over there, it exists on both sides. So as long as there's a need, and this is a good thing we believe we should do, I think this is the geopolitical tension should not be in the way to prevent us, pursuing any opportunities. So as I said, some opportunities will emerge by itself, as long as you keep trying. even such as the travel tension still exists for our students to go over there. But you will see sometimes the situation may change to become softer, and then maybe there is an opportunity we can still actually make that happen alternatively. So never give up. I think that's the take-home message from me. You don't just scare away because the political climate, everything. We actually keep receiving those kind of questions. Have you ever thought about those political tension would impact your work? Of course, but we do what we can. I think we believe what we do is benefiting people, right? And I think people in U.S. and in China are same. They all want to be better and to learn and to exchange ideas.
If I could follow up.
Yeah.
In your personal trips over there, every time I went over there, I felt the person on the street was extraordinarily friendly to Westerners. Has that changed at all in your experience?
In the street?
I mean, just not at the administrative level, but
right.
just the people that you deal with.
Yeah, there's some changes like in recent years because there's several reasons. It's very complex. I think previously, like back to 10 or 15 years ago, when you last time visit was 2012?
12, no, it was my first time. My last time was summer of 19.
Summer of 19, okay. So I think back to around the years of 2012, I think not many foreigners visiting China. So China is complete open. So this is kind of a wide open for most of the Chinese. They see foreigners walking on the street and they want to be friendly. But in nature, Chinese people is very friendly, right? So want to receive people coming to visit their countries. And so this is kind of the curiosity, I think, contributed to the friendly perceptions you receive, right? But when you visit back 2019 or 2020, especially in Shanghai, it's becoming a very modern, internationalized city. So people, start to get used to, seeing foreigners as a coworker, as a tourist, right? So the curiosity just come down, right? And it's not just like they are not welcoming you anymore. It's just because they treat you equally as their people too, and the rhythm, the working rhythm in big cities is always fast, so they just don't have time to say hi. But I think if you go to the small village right now these days, they still actually have very warm greeting, to all the foreigners over there. Yeah, so I think cultural and all those experience will change, how you perceive as being welcomed or not in China differently, in different times. Yeah.
Thank you.
Was the administration at Shanghai surprised at the offer to work with the University of Wyoming? I just mean because we're a very small and rural school, so it's funny to think to have such a large school be connected with the work we do here.
Yeah, but I think that's the nice thing is that we see a contrastive difference between the two, big city and rural area. Maybe this is because this difference actually help us to be aware. Okay, we can do something. How a place with a lot of resources, for example, the health resources, right, can be delivered to the rural area. And what does the rural area need, right? So I think different type of a different experience will actually help you to get more ideas. In relating to our areas, how we can promote health through physical activity, right? Physical activity, the modality of the physical activity in the big city is quite different from here. Here we can go outside doing all kinds of outdoor activities. But in Shanghai, the big city, you probably can do most activity in your apartment, right? So it's different modality of activities, right? But which kind of activities is actually helping us to get more healthy, right? So I think that these are the begging questions, for us.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Can you talk a little bit about about, I guess, the classroom experience or the team experience for both of you. When you have not just one Chinese student in a class, but maybe an equal number of American and Chinese students, and what's the dynamic, and what do you think is really interesting and productive about it?
Okay, yeah, that's great questions. Actually, I keep watching that behavior in the classroom whenever we have students coming to Wyoming to study, especially sitting in our classroom. I think the big difference is Chinese students are mostly shy to present their, talk about their ideas. And this is actually happening to me too. I was not a good a teacher or presenters. I only been taught how to do research in the graduate school. So when I come here, I still need a Jen to coach me, how to teach, right? In the classroom setting, to engage students, to speak, make a public speech, right? I think this kind of a training that is lacking in China because probably, physical constraints, because in China you're looking at hundreds of students in one class of elementary school, right? So not everyone get a chance to speak, right? But this is exactly something most of the students come here to learn and they take home. And not only they develop the language confidence in the classroom by interacting with American students, but also they become more confident to speak publicly. And they also develop their writing email communication with professors, like exchange ideas. So in the beginning of the semester, when you have Chinese students sitting together with American students, you'll see a quieter group here and a very active group here. But in the end of the semester, they mingle. So I see that change happens, so that's a great thing.
So you notice the American students having a moment of pause before they get involved?
Yeah. You sometimes will get very talkative Chinese students too. Yeah. Any other?
There was a groan. So Arthur, just piggybacking on Caroline's question a little bit here. I mean, talk to us about what you see as far as the value to UW students, but also just the broader UW, campus community as far as the many, Chinese students as well as faculty that have come here and kind of the cultural sharing, because at least to me it seems like it's been very bi-directional.
Yes. Yeah. So the classroom experience I shared is showing how Chinese students actually, get something learned here, being overly, speaking, can express their wills. But at the same time, they spend a lot of time with American students here, not only in the classroom, but also out of the classroom, in any different occasions. I think initially started with, their, cooking skill is attractive, right? So they invite all the American students, to their apartment to eat Chinese food. And then they start talking, right? And this is kind of the cultural, exchange. And then later, actually, I think there are some Chinese students actually teach American students how to speak Chinese. This is kind of a language exchange we see happening. Some American students actually will pick up some Chinese, just because we have Chinese students coming every year.
No wonder my student Chinese language better because of your students.
Yeah, and also I think here they mingle with the American students. They learn, how American students actually spend the weekend, doing different things, right? So they will notice, this is a fun activity to do, like hiking and fishing, and also skiing, snowboarding. So I think many things that they didn't get try in China, they get try here. But American students, I think also get benefits by having those Chinese students interact with them daily. Not only they taste the food, but they also learn the culture, the language, and in the future, if they have ever chance to visit China, they will feel like, I know this, right? It's not like a big shock to them. So this is exactly why we want to initiate the short-term study program for American students in China, because through that program we can actually take our students over there to see, how China will be different than here. Not only the lifestyle, but also the academic programs. How in their specialized areas. I think the mutual exchange, bilateral exchanges are critical. Yeah. Okay. Taking a lot of time.
Let's just come together and say thank you for sharing your experience.